All right, YouTube. Once again, it's Kennard Vernon Stewart here for the podcast. We're talking to Auburn football down in Deep South. College football is king. And on the plains of Auburn, the battle cry is War Eagle. What an unfortunate finish for Auburn, having the chance to win this football game, going down 27-24 against Alabama, who had aspirations, obviously, to make the college football playoff. With one loss, they still have one loss, and they have Georgia next week. I just think, a lot of the Auburn fans will be upset about a game like this, and rightfully so. Auburn had many opportunities to put this game away, but they just didn't seem to do so. The defense came through when needed to. The offense continued to do good things and keep Alabama off balance. But, I mean, sometimes, teams just make plays. And I think that pass from Jalen Milroe to win the football game that's just one of those plays. To be honest with you, I would have put a little more pressure on Jalen Milroe. I wouldn't have bailed that much in a play that was, 4th and 30. You've been doing pretty good on defense. I just think you just run your regular stuff and keep everything in front of you. And I think Auburn, kind of misjudged how the outcome would be. I just think you keep everything in front. But either way, it's tough. It's a tough loss for Auburn, considering that, I mean, they put it all on the line. I think Jerquez Hunter had the game of his life. I think Peyton Thorne, continues to show his leadership on the football field. And the defense, after the first half, once things started to kind of go awry for Auburn, they continued to find ways to keep themselves in the football game, and unfortunately coming out with a loss. Now, this is definitely a good look for the recruits that showed up, a good look for, the Auburn fan base, even though they're like, hey, the thing about the Auburn fan base, when you have a chance to win and you don't, is heartbreaking. And the way that Auburn lost this game is really heartbreaking. Of course, Alabama does not cover the spread. If you went the under and took the over, you'd be good if you were better. But it's just, I mean, you can't ask for anything else if you're an Auburn fan. I actually picked this game 42-21 that Alabama would win, and it was kind of pacing towards that until Auburn started to get a little bit of footing and started to gain a little ground, gain a little bit more momentum, and gain a little bit of traction. But it's just, when you have these kids that work so hard and are out there doing their thing to put themselves in a position to win football games, these are just the heartbreakers. I mean, you talk about a game of inches. DJ James probably on that last play just misjudged things and just didn't think it would happen, and it did. And that's just unfortunate for the Auburn Tigers. Now, looking ahead, Alabama will take on Georgia for the SEC championship game. This will be maybe the last SEC championship game that will air on CBS. They talked about that a lot here tonight. I just think a good football game. Another chapter of the Auburn-Alabama rivalry. The Iron Bowl, crazy things happen. Crazy things happen for Auburn. Crazy things happen for Alabama. I think if you look at a key play, you look at Coy Moore fumbling that football and giving Alabama the opportunity to win the football game. The defense steps up. Alabama gets a bad snap, and you talk about a 4th and 30. And how likely is a team to convert on a 4th and 30? It's just remarkable how this takes place. Then you look at some other games in the college football arena, Georgia's got Georgia Tech. And, you know, I don't know, man. It's unfortunate for the seniors, unfortunate for the guys that really put, you know, their game on the line and just came up short. And this is one that they will always remember. This is one that I will always remember. I mean, I just thought the fight of Auburn, I thought they played very well under duress, you know, getting punched in the mouth early in the football game, and then subsequently losing the game the way they did is just, I don't know, it's just gut-wrenching, to be fair. Just gut-wrenching, to be fair. Auburn, you know, looking towards bowl eligibility. Of course, this game did not have any implications as far as, you know, going to the SEC championship game or, you know, anything bigger, but just beating your rival and having that, just having that pride and those bragging rights would have been huge for the Tigers, considering all that they have been through in this season. I just don't know. It's a very, I think of all the Iron Bowl losses, this kind of ranks with the one with 2022, I think. Let's see, 2021, where Alabama, I mean, they just figured out a way to win the game. I mean, it's just, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I just think defensively on that last call, I don't agree. I think you put pressure on the quarterback. But, you know, I'm not out there. I can't, you know, make that call. I mean, you keep everything in front. It's 4th and goal, for crying out loud. Even if you complete a pass, you know, on that play, or even if you get a pass, I mean, you keep everything in front. I think that was a very poor strategy for Auburn to put themselves in that type of position. Auburn did a great job running the football in this game, and the defense, you know, stood tall when they needed to, holding Alabama to 27 points. And, you know, the loss is just unfortunate. I mean, these kids put it all on the line. They did leave a precedent to where Auburn may be on the right track. I think this kind of game, win or loss, you didn't lay down after a loss to New Mexico State, and you showed that you have that fight. No one, I mean, even when we look at the trajectory of this season, no one would have thought that this game would have been that close. Like I said before, I projected this game to be a 42-21 game for the Tigers. I just think it was a horrifically bad decision on the defense to bail the way they did on that last play. Very unfortunate. And you put these kids in a position to where, you know, they lose a game that they shouldn't have. They dominated the second half. They answered the call when Alabama had the ball first in the second half. And I just, you know, it's just mind-boggling how this game turned out. My heart goes out to those kids because they put themselves in a position to have a monumental victory, and have that thing just snatched away from them the way it was is, I mean, it's just, I'm just a Auburn enthusiast, analysis, alumnus, and a fan, and, you know, it hurts me a little bit. But just to feel for those kids and how close they were for finishing this game off after the disappointing week last week. And it just, I don't know, speechless. Like the video, comment, and subscribe to Vernon Speaks Sports Auburn. And as always, it's great to be an Auburn Tiger, War Eagle.